You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash Report.
Shout out to the fan. Appreciate y'all being this episode of Ring Kings Boxing. I'm Big Q, covering the latest on all things fight news related, man. In this episode of Ring Kings Boxing, man, let's talk about what happened in the fight this past weekend, the big fight of the weekend. Richardson Hitchens knocks off, literally decimates Kambosos, George Kambosos Jr., taking him apart, deciphering him, knocking him down a couple of times, beating up his body. Kambosos had a real issue in trying to take care of business. Hitchens was just too much, man. He just defeats him and beats him. And Hitchens then, after the fight, calls out Devin Haney, calls out Teofimo Lopez, calls him out as well, and is looking for an opportunity to do that. So did a great thing. He stopped him, retains the IBF title, and he, according to ESPN, they elevate him to the number 2 junior welterweight. And the number 1, according to ESPN, is Teofimo Lopez. And Hitchens win. He wants Lopez and a potential unification fight. But if Kambosos is out of the game, and he kind of hinted at retirement after the fight. And Kambosos did a really, he had a decent career, a pretty decent career. He was a champion and whatnot, but I just think his better days are behind him. And I think Hitchens just outclassed him in this fight. He'll fall out of there, but one of the things to kind of look at is what's next for Hitchens. Is Hitchens ready to take the next step after beating on Kambosos? Is Teofimo Lopez the guy? Is Devin Haney the guy that he wants to fight? But other guys believe, hey, man, this should be the guy. Gary Antoine Russell wants a shot at him. He wants a shot at him, and I think he'll stay the hell away from Gary Russell, this is the guy he should be fighting. After beating Kambosos, it would be a really interesting fight for him to take on Gary Antoine Russell. So big ups to Boxing News 24.com. They covered this. Good article right here. WBA light heavyweight champion Antoine Russell expressed disappointment that the IBF champ Richardson Hitchens has shown no interest in fighting him in the unification after beating George Kambosos Jr. last Saturday night. Russell pointed out that he'd beaten Hitchens 4 times in the amateurs and holds a title in his weight class, yet he has not shown any interest in fighting him, and that's no surprise. Turk Al-Ashid would be doing the sport a solid if he set up a fight between Antoine Russell and Richardson Hitchens next. There will be some weeding out, but we'll see what Hitchens is real or fake. That's a good commentary right here. Hitchens' business over legacy, which will it? Now, Hitchens is 20-0, 18 knockouts, still young in the game. The writer does make a good point about him ignoring the number 1 mandatory opponent, which is Sibrel Matias, and chose to fight Kambosos Jr. The Aussie came in the fight with a 2-3 record the last 5 fights, which, Hitchens seen an opportunity to take on a fighter who was a previous champion. It made him look good. He outclassed him. But taking on Matias, taking on Russell, these could be opponents that we would see. I don't really see the fight with him and Teofimo Lopez happening anytime soon. I don't see the Devin Haney fight happening anytime soon. A good gritty fight, not as popular would be the Matias or the Russell fight, would be easy fights to make. Now, Hitchens mentioned he wanted to fight welterweight contender Devin Haney, Teofimo, but Russell, who's 18-1 and 17 knockouts last Saturday afternoon, knocking out the overmatch, overlooking Kambosos in 8 rounds, his non-competitive fight at Madison Square Garden. And this is the tweet right here by Gary Antoine Russell, who says, "How can a guy lose to me 4 times in the amateurs? We both have belts in the same division, yet you don't even want to fight me? Boxing is getting soft for real. I'll fight anyone as long as it makes sense, money or legacy." Can it be both? Can it be both? It's not a situation where you could choose one or the other. It's the same thing. Because if you beat really good fighters, it'll elevate your standing. Well, the money will be there. So, I think a lot of people have mixed feelings on Turk Al-Ashid. I heard about the thing about him wanting to shrink the ring because of what happened in the Canelo Alvarez matchup. It was such a bad feeling there, is that he wants to eliminate the runners, as he called them, or the Tom and Jerry type, the running type of stuff that happened, which is people really don't want to see that. Now, if it's mixed in with the fight with like Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type stuff when he was moving around, pot shot and taking his points, setting up the fighters, that type of stuff. It's a different energy, knowing, because it's an engaging. But I can understand what Turk Al-Ashid is. So when Hitchens stopped him, it was pure pain. He was hurting. He hit the body. and then the face change, and we seen it. And Rich he took care of it. Now at 140, what is really Harris? What is Hitchens? What is he? How good is he? He beat up a Kambosos that's going out of the door. And I like the fighter a lot, but I would like to see him against stiffer competition. I think Kambosos was a good win for him to kind of get a little light on him. But now, if you can beat a guy like Russell, you can be a guy like Matias. I think those should be the guys you get. I don't see Teofimo looking at him right now, or Devin Haney. These guys are doing something else. But these other fighters are fighters that will get you the respect and help you stay on a path there. So we'll see how it's all handled, man. But what do you guys think about the fight? Who do you think he should face next? And how do you feel about Richardson Hitchens? Do you think Richardson Hitchens is one of the top fighters there? Do you think he wins against Matias? Do you think he wins against a fighter like Russell? What do you guys think? And also, do you think any one of those guys, Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney, fights him? Y'all let me know in the comments section below. With that being said, I get out on this. Appreciate you guys tuning in this episode, this report from me here at the Ring Kings Boxing. Please do me a service, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed, and I'll be back with more reports. Much love and peace.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.